All right, fellas, another day, another conversation. Welcome back. I don't know how often I'm going to be posting these, but sometimes I just get inspired to look through the email and just see what jumps out at me. There has been well over 1,000 emails, and I'm trying to go through every single one. A lot of them are still having to do with breakups, so I might do like a part 2 on that. Thank you guys for watching that and leaving such supportive comments. I appreciate it, guys. That was also, it helped me a lot to just finally tell that story and get it out of me. So appreciate the support on that one. Today, we're going to a much lighter topic for sure. As you can see by the title, this email comes in. I don't know if he's going to want me to say his name. I'm going to say it anyways. It's Doxy. In the future, if you want to remain anonymous, just make sure you let me know that in the email. Okay, here we go. He says, "Hey, Crispy, I don't quite know if you will see this, but I'm a 16-year-old streamer, and I just don't quite know how to pull people in. I try to be as nice as possible to anyone who comes in, and I even try to play with everyone that comes in. Is there something that I'm doing wrong, or is there something I need to push through and keep grinding?" I heavily related to you when you said you used to steal money from your mom, and I did the same thing, and it's one of the biggest reasons why I'm trying to become big on the platform. I probably spent over $300 of her money, and I've told her I still feel like I owe her in a way, and she still spends money on me, and I'm not quite sure what to do. But I just want to say thank you for all the laughs you have given me, because you have genuinely made me the happiest on the saddest of days, and not a lot of people can do that. I don't laugh much, but I feel like you need to know that you really have had an impact on me and this whole generation with your videos. If you see this and acknowledge it, I thank you so much, because most people or streamers don't have the courage to be as open to talking to their viewers and watchers about their personal life. I already subbed to the new channel, and please don't stop uploading, because you make me the happiest on the worst of days. Dude, you did not have to... Thank you for that. Dude, you didn't have to gas me up that hard. Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate, I get tons of messages like this, and it just always makes my day. So thank you. You guys tell me I make your day. You make my day when you say stuff like this. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. That's the reason I do what I do, is because of that. Anyways, enough sucking my own cock. We're gonna get to your problems, not mine. How do I become a big streamer, a big YouTuber? It is the #1 question I get asked like all the time. It blows my mind how often I get asked this question. And the crazy thing is, the answer's right in front of you. You can dissect any YouTuber's video, dissect any streamer, and you can kind of see why they're successful. But if you need me to lay it out for you, I can give you some tips in this video for sure. I always sit down and I have no idea what I'm going to say. And this is twice now that I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth, but somehow this is going to become a video. So we're really going off the top of my head here. So first tip I would give you is you need to be yourself in every literal sense of that word. And if you don't like who you are, you don't like yourself, first step is liking yourself and being confident enough to be yourself in your videos. Because if you're emulating somebody else, if you are stealing the way they talk, stealing the way they act, like it's gonna come out so obvious. If you are not original and being you, people are gonna pick up that you're not being genuine. And that is my #1 tip that I give everybody. The second thing that you're probably not gonna wanna hear is it takes time. It really does. I have literally been doing YouTube since it came out in 2006, and I saw no success at all until, oh boy, probably like 2014. I only made the CrispyConversations channel in 2012. So there was 2 years where I was doing that as well, where nothing worked. Nothing at all. Nothing I was doing worked. But the reason I kept going is because I was having fun doing it. And that's something you need to be doing as well. You can't go into this with your main goal to be making money. I'm sure people have gone into it and being successful, but if you want my advice, you don't want to go into this with, I want to become rich, I want to become famous. You have to go into it because you enjoy streaming, you enjoy making videos. And for me, I'm almost 10 years deep into CrispyConversations, and it's still just as much fun as it is when I started. Because the underlying reason for me creating content is to have fun, to enjoy myself. And to me, it never feels like work. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some times where I go crazy with micro-analyzing stuff, but that's just my personality. You don't have to be as much of a perfectionist as I am. I know your question is kind of a lot related to Twitch, but I also want to talk about kind of becoming a YouTuber, because that is more of my origin, and I kind of just brought my YouTube fans onto Twitch, which is still like, when people ask me how to grow on Twitch, I never know the answer, because I just took my YouTube audience and introduced them to Twitch, which a lot of you guys don't even know what fucking poggers is. When I'm like, hey, can I get a poggers in the chat or something like that? You guys like, what the fuck's that? So it's, my audience on Twitch is not very Twitch cultured, but that is my answer to when people ask me, how did you grow on Twitch? First, I grew a YouTube channel, and the beautiful thing that you can do now is stream, and who cares who's watching? Who cares if you got 1 viewer, 2 viewers? As long as you're having fun and you're enjoying yourself, you can even cut that down and make it into a funny YouTube video. It's just, you gotta make yourself stand out in literal, like, there's so many people doing this now in 2022. Back in the day in 2012, when I was starting up this channel, there was a very, very small percentage of people trying to do it. I would get made fun of in school for trying to do this. You know, it wasn't as common as it is now. I'm sure now if you're in high school, you know multiple people that make TikToks, make YouTube videos, and they're trying to build something. It's very, very common now. You have to make yourself different from them. You have to make yourself, what is different about you? How is your stuff going to stand out compared to literally everyone else doing the same exact thing? That is still, to this day, like when I sit down and record something or do anything, that's still like my driving factor. And how am I going to be different? I want people to watch my videos and get a different feeling they get, where they can only get this feeling from watching my channel. Don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of great ideas on YouTube, and you can take inspiration from other YouTubers. Just don't rip them off completely. Just don't steal their whole formula. And there has been time, I'm not gonna lie, there's been times where I've done that. Just make sure if you do that, you have to supply credit. Because if you don't, there's a lot of fucking people on this platform that do that shit, where they just rip off a video completely and they don't give credit, and it's just the worst. Because if you're emulating a viral video, most of the time people have seen that video and they're gonna be like, oh, this guy's just a fucking carbon copy of this dude. So if you steal something completely, make sure you give him credit. But you can also take an idea and put your own twist on it. That's something a lot of YouTubers do. Ludwig does this thing, what's called rip and twist or something, where he literally rips someone else's idea and twists it into his own formula. And I do literally the same exact thing a lot of the times. I did that with If I Laugh, the Video Ends. That wasn't my original idea, but I do that and execute it in a way that no other YouTuber has done it before. To my knowledge, at least. I don't know. I try to make that as original as possible, and that's my least original idea. Or was I? I don't know, man. See, this is... A lot of you guys are like, oh, don't make a script for these videos. It's so wholesome when you just sit down and talk, and it feels more genuine. But then my mind just goes blank, and I'm just like, oh, where was I? But if you're just starting out on YouTube or Twitch, take some time. Take some time and just watch other YouTubers, other streamers, and observe what they're doing. I mean, this applies both to YouTube and Twitch, but let me talk about YouTube for a second. Take some time and observe, like watch some of the best YouTubers and see what they're doing. See how they're editing their videos, where they're cutting stuff, you know, what's left out. Typically, the good YouTubers that you're seeing nowadays, the only thing you're seeing in their videos is the good stuff. Like David Dobrik kind of perfected this formula back in the day, where he would shoot vlogs for days at a time and only edit them into 4 minutes of the best footage. I used to hear that, and I was like, no way you're filming all this stuff and just leaving it out of the video. But now that is literally my exact same formula. Like when I film the You Laugh, You Lose videos, it's like 4 hours sometimes of footage, and I only cut it down to 20 minutes of the best stuff. For example, with that, like if I'm sitting there in the edit and I'm like, okay, this is kind of funny, but not so much, I'll just cut it, because why the fuck, if I'm on the fence about it, then people are probably not gonna like it. It's as simple as that. And I think that's what you need to do in this day and age. I mean, you can see all the YouTubers coming up, like Arak, like that guy perfected the formula for a viral video. There's this new dude, Matthew Beam, who's coming up. Their videos, everything is cut out of. That's only, like, if you have the attention span of a goldfish, you could sit through one of their videos with no problem at all. That is the extreme end of it, where obviously they're extremely successful. They know the algorithm. They know how stuff works. But there's also a different approach, you know, with my channel and other YouTubers, where you can still leave some of your personality, and you could leave an element of yourself in the video, and I much prefer that. But on the other end of the spectrum, I don't even have an example for you, but think of a YouTuber that just their whole video is about them. And there's a couple people who have very interesting lives, and it's super interesting, but a lot of people do that and early on, and even later in their career, and they don't rely on making the video interesting, and they just film their whole day. And I'll be sitting there watching this video like, bro, you could have cut half of this video out and it would have performed probably 100 times better. But some people just like showing you everything. And unfortunately, with the current state of the YouTube platform, that's not possible. So what I do is I try and take the perfect balance of blending my personality and making it kind of quick cut. I mean, again, that's my personal preference. I probably would be a lot more successful if I were to jerk off the algorithm and only care about watch time and click-through rate and stuff like that. Like, that's why these new YouTubers you see blowing up, that's why they're doing it. They're literally, they studied the algorithm to an extent. They dedicate their life to studying YouTube's algorithm. And don't get me wrong, I do that too, but I just don't, I don't know. I like leaving, for me, this is, you know, you're watching my video, you want my advice. For me, I like leaving elements of your personality in there too. You know, Mr. Beast, I've heard Mr. Beast talk about this before, where why would he do that? It doesn't make sense for him to, the videos are becoming so big that everybody already knows who he is. You know, it makes sense. I'm not hating on that at all. It's literally the perfect formula. If you watch a Mr. Beast video, if you study how that dude edited his videos and how strategically everything is placed, it's perfect. It's literally perfection. But I don't know, that was a long rant about about stuff that, You know, I wouldn't even worry about any of that stuff early on in your YouTube career. Why am I telling you this? I don't fucking know. What you do need to worry on is how is your content going to stand out, okay? You're getting 40 views a video right now. How is my content going to stand out? How do I make this stand out? So if you're getting 50 views a video, I don't know, your video was probably recommended to 500 people. You have a 10% click-through rate of people actually clicking on your video. Say it was recommended to that 500 people and it somehow stood out. It somehow was different. You had your dog speedrun Minecraft while he was blindfolded and he somehow beat the Ender Dragon. Like, that video would stand out to me amongst everything on my homepage, even if I didn't play Minecraft. You know, like that's something that I would have to see for myself. And, you know, that's where the element of clickbait comes in. You could title your video that and put it in the thumbnail, but people will click on your video and find out that that's not happening, click off, and then boom, your video will never get recommended again. So a lot of people ask me about clickbait. Is it worth it? Absolutely fucking not. You can clickbait to an extent. Like, let me bring up Eric again. Like, look at his thumbnails. They're very exaggerated versions of what happens in the video. I think that is perfectly acceptable. If you're making your video more clickable, more discoverable, perfectly fine. But yeah, it really just comes down to, how do I make this stand out? Why would I want to watch you and your friends make jokes on video games when I can already watch Vanos Gaming do the same thing, or I can watch Soup and the Goons do the same thing? Like, why would the average viewer rather watch your stuff than somebody who's already established doing the same exact thing? And that is exactly why in my first 2 years of the Crispy Concords channel, I saw absolutely no success, because the reason I started this channel is because of KYR Speedy. And I emulated his exact formula, just playing Call of Duty with my friends, having fun. And it was just literally KYR Speedy Jr. So for the average viewer, why would they want to watch the Walmart version of KYR Speedy? I wasn't doing anything original. Like, my content wasn't standing out. That's what I'm trying to get at. Make your shit different. Another thing that's beneficial into growing, once you get a little traction going, you can definitely take advantage of trends. Like, say there's a trending game. Like, when Fortnite was at its peak, of course I played that shit. Of course I made videos on that shit. I would be stupid not to. If you see something that's trending and other people are starting to make videos on it, go ahead, hop on that wave. But also, again, try and make your stuff stand out. Try and make your stuff on this trend stand up. And that could probably net you your first viral video, which is kind of what happened with me when I played Call of Duty with a Guitar Hero controller. When I did that, absolutely nobody was doing that shit on YouTube. If you saw that and you're recommended back in the day, you'd probably you have no choice to click that video. You literally have no choice. What's going through your brain if your homepage is just full of, oh, Call of Duty funny moments, round 100 on zombies, and then the third video is playing Call of Duty with a Guitar Hero controller? Of course you're going to click it. It made perfect sense why that was my first viral video. Anyways, I don't think success happens by accident on YouTube. I think the people that are successful have a true understanding of what other people want to see. Now, let me talk about Twitch. Let me talk about what makes a successful streamer. Like I said, the only way I have a Twitch audience is from YouTube. I used to stream back in the day all the time. Even when I did promote it on YouTube, I would only have 20, 30 viewers. I remember that. And I think the reason that my stream itself probably wasn't popping is because I didn't know what to do on stream. I was just playing a game and communicating with chat. How did my stream stand out? It comes down to that too. It's like the same exact thing. Like, how do I stand out on these platforms? I would argue it's definitely harder to grow on Twitch, to stand out on Twitch, because it's live and there's a lot more factors that factor in. With a YouTube video, you can edit it to whichever way you want it to. With a live stream, it's very, very hard. Constantly, like, that's something I struggle with to this day, is like, when I'm on Twitch, I have this constant feeling that, oh, I have to be entertaining or else people are going to leave. And I'm getting a lot better at that, actually. And I'm noticing, like, it's not always that at all. If I just have like a 10-minute chill talk, I notice, oh, not that many people left. So maybe it's just like, that's definitely in my head, but I always try and make it so the new YouTube viewer who comes to Twitch is not like, oh, you're way funnier on YouTube. You know, you're not you're not really doing it for me right now. But I think the overall vibe of Twitch is supposed to be more laid back and it's supposed to be more chill. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, but it's also what you're doing that helps a lot. Like, are you just playing a game? There's like, you go on Twitch right now and click on any game. Scroll down to the bottom, the people with 1 viewer, 2 viewers, all they're doing is just playing the game. Most of the time, they're not making an effort to make everyone feel welcome. They're not entertaining their viewers, simply as that. You know, like I just said, I know I just said that you don't feel this pressure to entertain, but you should want people to click on your stream and get some source. Like, what are you offering them? That's definitely a question you should be asking yourself. What am I offering people that click on this stream? What do I have to offer? And this is probably a controversial take, but it doesn't fucking matter if you're good at video games anymore. If you want to be a video game streamer, it doesn't matter if you're good at the game. It matters that you're funny, that you're entertaining. Way more. Way more. Like there's plenty of people who probably stream on Twitch and they don't even talk. The only communication they do is call outs to their friends of where someone is in Call of Duty. Like you wonder why your stream is not growing. It's because I don't know what. There's only so much you can get. I think Ninja's a great example from back in the day. Like, of course he was great at the game, but he had a personality on top of that. And that's kind of the main factor that drove people to him. And the fact that he was good at the game was kind of just an afterthought. It wasn't like the main reason that people were tuning in. So, oh my God, this is all over the place again, man. This is why I probably need a fucking script. But like it just boils down to, how do I make myself stand out? How do I do that? And you have to take dedicated, like super, this shit is hard, okay? It's not just sitting down, recording a video. You have to fucking plan shit out. If you're not thinking a week ahead, a month ahead at all times, you fall behind. And that's like, even my friends who ask me for advice, that's the number one thing I tell them. It's just like, why are you uploading this same thing over and over and over if it's not working? Take some dedicated time out of your day. Instead of watching that new Netflix show, that new movie that just came out, sit down, pen and paper in hand, video idea list, and just write down everything that comes to your mind. That's what I do. I have a list that I made the other day, over 100 ideas on it. There's probably only 5 or 6 that I'll actually execute, but it really helps to just get your creative juices flowing, just write down everything. And I'm at a point now where I want to hire somebody to help do this for me. So if you're watching this video right now and you're creative, hit me up, send me an email, because that is the number one use of my time is goes into brainstorming. And every YouTuber who's at my size now has a team behind them. And that's the one thing I'm lacking. That's the one thing I need to take it to the next step for sure. So, side note, let me just plug that in there. If you want a job, hit me up. Anyways, let me just boil down. Let me just start listing stuff that I think is important. I might be a little bit repetitive here, but let this absorb into your brain if you want to be a successful streamer or YouTuber, okay? I think the number one thing you need was, going back to the first point I made, is being yourself, but you have to be confident in yourself. Like, you have to have that confidence. If you click on a video and someone's like, hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing this Let's Play. Like, you're obviously not going to fucking watch that. If you have confidence in what you're saying, it comes out like, hey guys, what the fuck's up? We're back here with another. Definitely not that much energy. You know how you click on a video, you know how somebody sounds. You know how a YouTuber sounds. They are confident in what they're saying. They're confident in their delivery. So yeah, that's extremely important. Don't fake confidence either, because that is noticeable when you click on a video and someone has fake energy. There's a lot of kid-friendly YouTubers who I'm not going to name right now. Oh my God, guys! Oh my God! Oh, I'm sorry if you're trying to just relax and listen to a little podcast. I apologize. Oh, by the way, I think I'm gonna put these on Spotify now. By the way, just a quick side note, I'm gonna try and put them on Spotify. A lot of you guys are asking. Look up CrispyConversations on Spotify and hit follow or something. I don't know. I'm gonna put these out on Spotify every week as well. But yeah, okay. First thing, confidence. Next thing, stand out. I've mentioned that like 45 times. I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. Third tip, enjoy yourself. If you are not doing something that you enjoy doing, it's gonna come across. It's definitely gonna come across to your viewers. A lot of the times when I was making Call of Duty videos, I was not enjoying myself, and that indirectly, without me noticing it, resulted in less. Excuse me. Oh man, these videos suck. In less and less views, so it was very apparent that I was just doing that to stay afloat. So it wasn't something that I truly had a passion for anymore. And yeah, that definitely came across. So if you're not enjoying yourself, the beautiful thing about YouTube that many people who are stuck in a niche don't realize is that you can make videos on literally whatever you want. That's the whole point of the website. Like if you're a YouTuber who's stuck in a niche of, I don't know, playing Animal Crossing. Every video gets 10K views every time you play Animal Crossing. But you hate your life. You hate Animal Crossing. You hate your life. But you're just doing this because I don't know what else to do, but I don't know. What have you tried to transition into something else? Sure, at first you might get less views, but you definitely are going to enjoy yourself more. And in turn, I think they'll come out to be better videos. Like there's so many YouTubers that, like KSI, used to only play FIFA. Imagine if he stuck to FIFA. Imagine if he never transitioned into who he is today. Imagine if I was still making Call of Duty videos. It's just some people don't have the balls to take the step. And that's the beauty about starting out, which is what the main purpose of this video is. You can start in as many topics as you want. You can literally be as broad as you want. But I think as soon as one catches on, you got to kind of commit to that for a bit. Like, I don't know, I'm giving a bunch of examples, but Luke AFK, my friend, very new to YouTube. He just blew up on the Omegle, the Zoom videos, and he's really good at them too. But one thing he did right is once that first Omegle or Zoom video blew up is he kept making them, and he kept making them better and better and better and better. But when you're starting out, I think you should feel free to do whatever the fuck you want. Just have fun with it. I'd say try and make your content related in some sort of way. That would be my bit of advice. But when you're starting out, I don't think it matters that much. But eventually, I think it does. Like once you start to gain that following, you should start to kind of shape it into something. And then whenever you're bored of that, get ready to take the next step. Like slowly transition into that next step and don't look back. And what are we on now? Tip number 4? I don't know. I'm rambling. What else could I say? Don't worry too much about the views when you're starting out. Don't look at this number and say, oh, I got less views than my last video. Time to go cry myself to sleep. Like obviously it's very, YouTube is an interesting job because when you fail very publicly. Like there's been times where, I thought a video was good and it just severely underperforms and it's just a very, very public fail. It's like almost like everybody's laughing at me type of thing. And I've trained myself now not to care when that happens, not to be so invested into when that happens. But when you're starting out, it might hurt a lot. I mean, it might fuck with you for a bit, but you just gotta look at that and say, okay, I think this video is good. It doesn't matter how it does. It doesn't matter how it performs. As long as I had fun doing it and I enjoyed it, that's all that matters. And if it doesn't perform as well, okay, whatever. I'll just make the next one better. I'll just go twice as hard in this next one. What else can I say? I don't know. It takes, I think the indirect result of everything that I'm saying right now is this. Put time into this because the more time you put in is the more success you'll get. The more you invest in yourself. It doesn't have to be monetarily even. It just, the investment of your time into what you're creating will infinitely make it better than what somebody else is doing and just not caring about it. There's people who just sit down, I don't know, record themselves playing a game, upload it, and they're like, oh, why am I not getting views? Why did I spend an hour on this and why am I not successful? Oh, the YouTube algorithm's broken. I hate that. I hate when motherfuckers say that there's nothing that they can do. There's nothing I can do. YouTube's broken. Like, what? Dudes be like, Subway is trash. My brother in Christ, you made the sandwich. You know what I'm saying? It's like you are responsible for your own success. Like, no one else is to blame. It's not YouTube being broken. It's you. It's you. Sit down, analyze. What am I doing wrong? This is more towards like YouTubers who are established, who are already, and they're complaining. But yeah, they just don't sit down and analyze. How do I take the next step? How do I progress? I don't know. Complacency is a dangerous thing, and it happens to a lot of YouTubers. Anyways, I think that's, I don't know, all I'm going to say for now. Just good luck to everybody doing it. If you want, I have a self-promo channel in my Discord. I sometimes make videos where I roast, not roast, but I'll watch your videos that you put in there. And if you make content, go ahead, put your stuff in there. And maybe some other people in the server can give you feedback as well. Which I encourage you guys, if you're bored, maybe go through that channel in my Discord and leave some constructive criticism for people, because that is one of the most beneficial things you can do to help out a smaller creator, is give them constructive criticism. You shouldn't go to their video and say, hey, fuck you, this sucks, you should quit. Nothing like that, but you should say, hey, I love this idea for this video, but 2 minutes in, this part might have been a little bit long, and this is just my feedback. You don't have to listen to me, but I think maybe cut some of that down next time or something like that. And depending on the creator, they'll be very receptive of that. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. I hope you enjoyed. I honestly hope I have. Like, if this helps one person, I will be happy. That's just the point of these videos. They're not for everybody, but I don't know. I like this. I like how we're going so far with the channel. Make sure to write me to my email if you got any more questions. This one was definitely a lot more lighthearted than the last ones. So yeah, not a bad start to the channel, I think. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe because half of you guys are not. Okay, bye.